Jason, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Deb.
And this is your first lesson on intuitive eating, the WIO way of having body intelligence. Now, you would have received this either by email or with your starter kit, and hopefully you've gone over it. But for those of you that are just too busy and you'd rather watch a video, that's what this is for. So we're just going to go through this. However, you need to fill it out and hand it into your coach. So these little circles here, there's a number on each one of them. If you'll just fill out the level from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, and hand it back into your coach, that would be awesome. So, this one's about, are you an unhealthy eater? Really what this is designed to do is to identify with you what kind of eater you are, what kind of eater you've been. Because we all have an inappropriate relationship to food. For me,
We all do?
we all do in certain forms. A very popular one was our parents told us, you're going to finish that plate before you go out to play.
Hated that one.
Right? Or eat all the food because there's starving children in the world, right? Almost like it forces us to overeat. Now, that wasn't our parents' intention, but it left behind impressions on our relationship to food. And then it just went on from there. So, in this lesson, let's kind of draw a reality. On any given day, 53% and 42% of men, 53% of women, 42% of men are on a diet on any given day.
Wow.
That is way too much. Did you also know that a study done both in England and the United States, that the average woman spends 51% of her life on a diet, totaling 298 diets in her lifetime.
Whoa.
That is very, very sad. Why? Because
they're not happy with the way they look?
well, as a matter of fact, the average person thinks about their body 8 times a day. And this study here says that about 80% of women are dissatisfied with their figures. That's sad. That's terrible. And what maybe is worse is that 40% of women would trade 3 to 5 years of their life in order to get the body, or not even their body, their weight where they think is ideal. Something's a little wrong. So this intuitive eating lesson is to help correct that thinking so you don't have those kind of thoughts anymore. So this is just going through, it's talking about the signs that will prompt us of what kind of eater we are. There's no right or wrong. Let's just identify what it is. You'll notice that in the beginning of the protocol, we're restricting some of your food. We have to do that in order to correct the dysfunction that your pancreas, your liver, and your digestive system has developed. All right? And yet we don't want to complicate or make your relationships with food worse. And that's why we've developed some of the high grade food that we've developed, like our sweetener, like our flour, like our chocolates, where you can make any of the foods that that's preventing you from having the body that you want. And so in the end of the diet, we don't want you to make a list of foods that you can never eat again. We want you to eat everything that you've ever eaten before, anything that you want when you graduated, and not have portion control except for listening to your body. That's the ultimate goal.
Guess what? You won't want to eat things that you ate before.
Well, isn't that the truth? And you'll feel that. I promise you it'll work. So the first one here, here's some of the red flags to watch out for. Question number 1, you eat in reaction to bad or good news.
Okay, say you're having a stressful day, so you treat yourself to Cheetos at the vending machine. Or you just nailed a big presentation, so you supersize your French fries as a reward.
Yep. And if food is your automatic reaction to dealing with any emotion, good or bad, it could be a sign of an unhealthy relationship, says PhD Cynthia Bullock, director of the Eating Disorder Program at the University of North Carolina School of Medicine. Now, another sign is when you're upset, you turn to food before you call a partner, a friend, or a family member. You're turning to food rather than people. that is a definite sign that you may be having
For good or bad news.
right, right. So evaluate, check off which one you are on the sheet. Number 2.
You eat without feeling hungry.
Okay.
It's 12:30, your usual lunchtime. But today you had a late breakfast and you're not feeling very hungry. Do you make a beeline for your favorite sandwich shop anyway? If so, this means you've detached eating from physical hunger, says Adrian Resler, LMSW, National Training Director for the Renfrew Center Foundation, one of the country's top treatment centers for eating disorders.
Now, the reason why this is important is you may eat out of boredom, out of anxiety, habits, social cues, desires, or some other emotion, says Dr. Bullock. But going with your gut, literally, in other words, listening to the cues from your body's intelligence, is your best cue for health. Women who follow internal hungers and society cues report higher levels of self-esteem and optimism and lower body fat percentage, according to the Journal of Counseling Physiology study. I mean, isn't that true? I mean, mothers, when you were feeding your children, didn't that ever happen to you where here, it's time for you to feed the baby, whether you're nursing or not, and the baby's just not hungry. It just turns away from the food.
When I had one of my babies, I would feed him when he was hungry. And there was an older lady in my neighborhood, and she would get mad at me and say, you need to get him on a schedule and feed him every 4 hours. And I was like, he's not hungry.
Exactly.
So I didn't listen to her.
And so in this sense, Debbie was doing the right thing because she was allowing her baby to listen and respond to its natural, intuitive signals of when the body needs to eat. And that's what you're going to learn through this course. Number 3, you have out of control eating binges.
Okay, it is common for people to indulge in an extra slice of pizza or another handful of M&Ms from time to time. But if you regularly eat more than you intended, stuff yourself until you're uncomfortably full. I've done that before. Or feel like you can't stop eating.